All right, hello. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to fold a little origami Eastern dragon. I'm sorry I don't have a picture already, but the thumbnail will be the picture. So what you're going to start with is just a rectangle of paper. I usually use, like when you cut a square out of a sheet of letter paper, you always get a strip at the bottom. I just use that strip. This strip is somewhere on the order of 2 by 7, I guess. You know, just make it a bit longer than 3 squares in length, 3 to 1, you know, something like that. So to start off, we fold it in half and unfold. And then we divide that into fourths, like so. And and this is the colored side. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. This is the colored side, and we flip it over to the uncolored side, and we divide it into eighths, like so. All right, then when we're done with that, pick a side. I'll just pick this one. And you're gonna fold 2 diagonal folds to this middle line here. So like this. And unfold, and then like this. And this is the side that we're turning into the head of the dragon. And then, best thing to do is to get this point and this point. We're gonna fold those to here, but only during that first quarter, like this. Then we're gonna make a crease from this point to this point, or from this point to this point. And the way we do that is get this edge. We're gonna bring it up to this second line here, and we'll make a crease right in here, like that. And we'll repeat the process down here. Oops. Down to the second line, not the first. Second line. Oh. Just like that. So then, forgive my roommates, we're gonna get this line and we're gonna fold it between that point and that point. So just like this. And then we're gonna fold another line from that point to that point up here. We're box pleating a bunch of these layers here to make the head. And we need to make another line right here, but we want that to be a mountain fold, so we're gonna flip it over and make that crease like this. Okay. So then, what I like to do is I come over to the tail, and we're just gonna make a whole bunch of folds on every other crease going down that way. And so the way I do that is I'll just make a pinch on just that first bit, and then I come down 2, and I make a little pinch, and I go down 2, make a little pinch, go down 2, make a little pinch. You'll see later, this is how we get the nice flare on the end of the tail. We'll get to that in a bit. So now we can collapse the model. To do that, what you do first is go ahead and go through and do the accordion folds. It's like this. Fold it down. And then on the head side, what we're going to do is we're going to collapse these creases here. So we're going to have mountain folds running along through here and then through here. And then mountain folds here with valley folds in between like this. So if you see, if we start to collapse this already, the paper is kind of wanting to do it, and we just need to guide it along. This will be a valley fold right here. And we collapse this all down. So we have that fold going that way, this fold coming this way, and we collapse that all down. What we get is this structure right here. And just like that, with that little box pleat base, we have, if we fold this in half, we have the two horns of our dragon designated, and we already have these two little points on the mouth. Now, the tricky part, the part where this model becomes difficult, is in thinning all of this down into a sharp pointed, kind of an angular, dragon head. So what I like to do, first is I'll get these 2 points on the ends of the horns, and I'll just bisect this angle here. So to do that, we just get that bottom edge, fold that up to the middle line, and repeat on the opposite side. Like so. Try to make them precise, of course. And unfold both of those. And then what I like to do is a squash fold. So I'll get this layer here and I'll open it. And then we squash this down along the creases we just made. So my paper is wanting to fight with me. Just gotta convince it. There you go. Just squash down like that, thinning that angle in half. And once again, we open it and we squash these guys down. Try to make it even. All right, just like that. Then, that's basically the back of those 2 points are good. So then we thin up the front of the head. So just like with the back, we get these 2 lines and we fold them up to the middle line. And unfold, and repeat on the top. And unfold. And then here, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. So there we go. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do most of an open sink fold with this bottom bit being closed. So what that means is on the creases we just made, so if your creases here aren't really strong, go back and do this fold again and make it really sharp. Try to make it as sharp as you can. You need the paper to work with you here when you're doing closed sink folds. So we're gonna get this and we're gonna open it, and what I do is I make a bunch of pinches along the outside perimeter of the fold, and we just have to push that little point in, and as we get the paper to do it, it will enter into that little hole, and we collapse it back down, we will have bisected the angle, just like that. So once again, we get this side, and I open it out from the opposite end. I open it, and then I will make pinches along the outside perimeter of the pre-crease we made. And then we just bring that outside bit onto the inside, doubling the layers and cutting the angle in half, just like that. Then what's the best thing to do here? Flip it over, and we're gonna make these pre-creases. We're gonna fold this edge up to the middle line and this edge up to the middle line. like so. Just like that, and do the same thing with the other one, and then make these good strong creases. We're having to fold through a lot of layers here, and we're gonna need all those layers to be as sharp as we can get them. So then, what's the next good step? Okay, so here we'll go back. So this head right here is kind of diamond shaped, this horn. We're gonna get this layer and we're gonna fold it in half. So we're gonna get this, open it this way. We're gonna get this point and just fold it up to that middle line as evenly as we can. So we get this point, we're gonna fold it up to the middle line, just like that. So you see, so it was down here and we fold it up to the middle line. Bring that over, put that in there. Do the same thing with the other one. It's gonna get that point, we're gonna fold it down to the middle line, just like that. Then, what I do is I get the head and I'm gonna bend it forwards. And back here, we already have this crease from earlier, a pre-crease we made. We're gonna fold along that crease up to this line here, the base of the head, sorry. We're gonna get this crease and we're gonna fold it, as you can see, right up to that line there. And then from that line on, we're just gonna go straight up to align it with the back side of this horn. And when you do this, it's going to force the head back down. It can't maintain that position and be open. So we'll do the same thing here. Gonna get this crease and bring it in, and then fold that up to there. And that'll bring that back down, and you can see the horns are a lot thinner now. It's good. The last step on the head here, what we're gonna do is get the head from the side here, and we can see this triangle here that needs to go on the inside. So we're gonna do another open sink fold. So what I do is I get the layers and I get on the inside, run a finger on the inside there to open it out like this. And then, just like last time, I make a pinch along that outside perimeter of the fold. And when we do that, the fold's just gonna go in inside itself. And if we do it right, I have to get it a little bit deeper in there. Bring that onto the inside of the paper, just like that. And do the same thing with the other one. So we're gonna get our finger on the inside of the paper to open it out. And we're gonna make these pinches here along our pre-crease. And that's going to thin that, bring that into the inside. So those are all the head folds done. We can fold our model in half now, and we can do the final shaping here. So with the head, I just get this bottom point, and I do a inside reverse fold, just bring it down, just like that. And then for the horns, I bring them out, and there's like this thick layer that ends, then we have a thin layer. So at the end of the thick layer, I'll do a little fold like that, and then I'll curve the horn out, just like that. Just a little flare, just like that. See that? So, and you can do the horns however you want. That's just how I like to do them. Completely a personal thing. Then for the tail. So the way we do the tail is, so we have all these creases here on the, I guess, the left sides of all these folds. And what we're gonna do with those is, okay, so we're gonna get all of these mountain folds here, and we're gonna shift them all to the left on every one. And so what I mean by that is, so I've got this line right here on the left side, so I'm gonna start over here on the right. I'm gonna close it up, and I'm gonna get this, I'm just gonna pick some point, like 2 inches, however far out you want, and I'm just gonna pivot it up about just this random point right here. So I'd go like 2 inches maybe, usually. And then we're just gonna slide this just this mountain fold up just a little bit like that. And we're gonna repeat that on the layer underneath. We're gonna just slide it up about that same point, pretty much. And you'll start to get a little bubble right here. As you can see, it's starting to bulge out. That's totally normal. And we go on to the next one and try to make these all fairly even. Although, I mean, hey, you can make an artistic choice. You can do whatever you want here. Okay, I already did that one. And on the last one, just treat it like all the others. Just try to bring it up a little bit. Just like that. Then for that point, I just pinch it. I just come in from both sides and just pinch it and push it off to the back. Really doesn't matter. It's just a little crease right there. Just contains all of this, all this paper doing what it's doing. Then we'll start from the back side here. Oh, I didn't take that fold quite far enough out. Repeat that. There we go. So you want this to be a nice fan, basically. It's an Eastern dragon, you know, they've got cool fans. So we have our diagonal crease right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold that crease as far as it'll go, and then we're gonna get this, fold that crease as far as it'll go, and we're gonna get that point, and we're gonna fold that up to the next point, like this inside reverse fold here, just like that. And we repeat the process. We'll have our crease here on the other side. We're going to fold that crease up to the edge, and then fold that new edge up to the next one. And we repeat that process one more time. It's inside reverse folds from point to point. And then one last inside reverse fold. Just like that. And that's the folding done. That's the dragon. It's done. Obviously, it doesn't look quite as cool. So what we're gonna do is, so because I chose to make this right edge the top, this dragon's going to curl around this way. I guess we'll call that counterclockwise. So the way that I curl it, because the paper doesn't really like to do it, is I'll get some pen or pencil. This will work. And I just start from the tail, and I'll go down here, and I just wrap it. And, you know, don't do your best to not mess up your points over here. You're just gonna wrap it around. And like, so the way you wrap it is pitch a point, and then wrap it around, because the paper is gonna try to fight you, and you have to squash the resistance. You have to convince the paper to do what you're telling it to. So just keep wrapping and squashing. It's gonna get wrinkly on the inside because the paper does have thickness. It's not mathematically ideal. Keep doing that. And different papers will conform better or worse than others. And you get to the head, just kind of stop like an inch before. And we'll go back, clean these up, spread it back out a little bit. Actually, what I'll do is I'll curl the tail the other way. We just had to curl it to wrap things correctly. And then it's just a game of getting it to curl the way you want it to for whatever pose you're feeling at the time. I'm happy with this pose right here. I like to just do a little single curve and then have it face out the opposite direction of its tail. So I'll pull that a little tighter. This one actually had some pretty bad kinks in it. Usually they don't turn out that bad. There we go. And you can wrap it around your finger if you don't have a pen. That works too. And there you go. So I'll take you down. Has this been a vertical video the whole time? Oh my word. So, not gonna focus? There we go. So there's your completed dragon. I will flip this to horizontal later. Yeah, it's just a neat little thing. like it a lot.